to another episode of the Go Live Lunch. Once again, I'm your host, GradyBot, and we are here with episode 7 of season 1. This is actually the season finale for the inaugural season, and I am frankly over the moon to have this streamer with me. Recently partnered, and one of the more entertaining streamers that I've come across over the past near year, actually. She's a fantastic mental health advocate. She's insanely cracked at a Cuphead as well as Mario Kart. And she is probably one of the smartest Twitter accounts I've ever followed when it comes to sports analysis, especially in the Philly scene. I am talking, of course, about Kiana, who's better known as RealMamaEagle. Key, I can't tell you how happy I am to get a chance to finally talk to you. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I am very thrilled to be here, Gritty. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. It's honestly, as I said before, just a real pleasure to get a chance to talk to you. You've talked before about how your growth on the Twitch platform has been coming about. And I want to get right down to it real quick. You've been streaming for how long now exactly?
I actually just had my 2-year anniversary in June. So a little over 2 years now, and it's been an incredible journey.
Excellent, excellent. 2 years ago, so what made you want to get started into streaming?
So it's funny because I would always have like Pokemon or Zelda or just video game conversations on Twitter, but a lot of sports people follow me. So sometimes not a lot of people will participate. So a lot of it was just me talking to myself. So I figured, I like playing video games. Why not go on Twitch? I like people. I like talking to people. Why not go in there and combine those two things? So that was pretty much my motivation. I purchased all my equipment about 5 months prior, and I didn't actually do it until June. So I was nervous, but then I finally just did it.
Is it one of those things where it's just like you got to rip the Band-Aid off once you have everything set up?
Exactly. Not even just like this setup, because I had a very bare bones and simple setup when I first started streaming. It was more so just like, how would I be perceived? People on the internet, they can be very mean.
Mm-hmm.
What will happen? Will I be trolled? So it was just a bunch of that kind of had me apprehensive.
And when you got started, you basically just started at the first day. Did you have any kind of expectations? What were you looking to see happen, honestly?
I just wanted to have fun with friends on Twitch. I had zero expectations. I remember the only thing I remember saying, Gritty, is because I had done research about Twitch before I started. I was like, you know what? I want to get Twitch affiliate, and then let me see what happens once I get Twitch affiliate. That was really my only expectation. I didn't have any viewer goals, anything. I just wanted to get affiliate and see if I could, build a community or grow an audience.
When you first got started, was it primarily within the Pokemon scene that you were streaming through, or do you remember at that point, what you got started out with?
I remember exactly what I started out with. And it's funny because as big of a Pokemon lover as I am, I didn't even start streaming Pokemon until later.
Really?
When I first started streaming, I mainly streamed The Sims and Grand Theft Auto. Those were like my main 2 games. And then I would do an occasional just chatting about sports, because that was actually when the just chatting category first really got popular. But it was either Sims or GTA.
Nice.
That was
nice. It's funny. I was just actually reading the other day about GTA, and I'm gonna guess it was GTA 5 you were streaming at that point.
Absolutely. I was doing the story mode. I was playing around with the online. I was doing a little bit of everything, but it was fun. Most of it was also just me riding around and trolling NPCs, stuff like that for content.
In about 5 years, we're still going to be just playing GTA 5, just trolling around with the NPCs, still waiting for 6.
Oh yeah, it'll be on the PlayStation 6, 7, 8. It'll be ported to every system.
Oh man, so you started out with Sims, GTA 5, and I mean, you had some fair expectations, and I feel like that's something that streamers really should be setting progressive bars to at that point.
Yes.
When you started streaming, you had your ideas in mind. Looking back now, what kind of things do you think that streamers should be doing before they start their first broadcast?
I think that a lot of people don't educate themselves about the streaming platform. There's so many people that don't start streaming, that don't even look at the affiliate requirements. I think one thing that I didn't do that a lot of streamers could benefit from is getting to know other streamers in their communities before they go live.
Mhm.
That way you'll already have some sort of a community when you do press that button. I also think that people need to set, they need to know to set realistic goals, knowing that you're not just going to go hit the ground running. You're not going to stream day one and average 50 viewers. You have to work up from maybe 3 to 10 to 20. Um, have goals within your reach, not say, I want to go from affiliate. Great. Now I'm going to grind for partner right away because that's just not realistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's one of those things where, unfortunately, you see a lot of people younger, I would say too, that jump into Twitch, and the first few people that they follow are the upper echelon, the
Yep.
ninjas,
The
the Tim the
ninjas, the
Tat
shrouds of the
Man,
world.
the Sprouts,
Exactly.
the Dr. Lupos.
Yep.
You see them, you think, oh, hey, they look young enough. I mean, hey, within a couple of years, I could probably get to that point.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, maybe they can get to that point after a certain period of time, but they think it's more of an immediate gratification kind of thing.
They just, I think, they look at content creation and streaming and they think it's really easy, but I think that people are not looking into what goes on behind the scenes. And to add to your question, I would also tell people just to get things within your price range. Don't go out and buy the craziest setup right away. Wait
Mm-hmm.
to get payouts, then gradually upgrade as you go, because you don't want to put too much money into it right away. But yeah, people assume it's easy, and people don't realize we're making so many connections off stream. We're doing so many tech things off stream. They
Absolutely.
just they look at what's on the on the live, and they think that that's, that's it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh, when you guys started streaming, was there anyone that you spoke to get some advice from, get some guidance from? And if you did, what kind of advice did you get?
Yeah, so I actually, so the funny story, I did the horrible this I made the horrible decision of joining a follow for follow group. But luckily, there was a very smart group of people that were in that group, basically telling people in that group, like, get out. It's a bad idea to do follow for follow. So I listened to them. It's actually a group called Streamer Zone. They're on Facebook. They help people get Twitch affiliate. I was
Nice.
already affiliated at that point. I was just trying to build up my audience, but not going about it the right way. But my one of my good streamer friends, CS Wicked, he actually gave me some advice. He was just telling me to, if you want to get anywhere, you have to build a community, make genuine connections, and grow organically. Get to know people, find things in common, support with good intentions, not there being something in it for you. So
Mhm.
that was probably the best advice I got, because I just thought that if people followed me, it meant they were going to support me. And I learned that followers are hollow. People will follow you, but they'll never. It doesn't mean they'll come to your stream. It
Yeah.
just means they pad your numbers. But if you make a connection with someone, say me and someone, we love Pokemon together, we love Sims, we'll bond over that. Therefore, we'll have more to talk about. They'll pull up to your stream. So it's definitely important to bridge that gap and make that connection. That's the biggest thing I've learned.
And one of the things that I like about your streams, and I want to go off topic a little bit, is a lot of the work you've done with your Just Chatting streams. It really is about giving back to the communities. I mean, you have your mental health Mondays. You have streams on during your week that are dedicated to Twitch related issues and actually advocacy for trying to help other streamers in regards to their growth. You have streams that are dedicated to streamer reviews. Uh, can you talk a little bit about how you came about deciding to do that, and what what kind of um, what kind of benefit it's drawn for you as well as your community?
Yeah. So I mean, there was a lot of motivation behind this. It takes me back to when I was in the Follow for Follow group, and I was just getting really bad advice from people. Stream just Fortnite, stream Apex, you'll get noticed. Um, and little tips that like people don't tell you, like get 3 solid friends, count yourself as a viewer in chat. It was just, I was not told all these great tips. I had to go on the internet and learn them on my own. So I thought to myself, how many streamers are going about this or going about their streaming journey the wrong way and not knowing what to do or what direction to go in? How are they not knowing about growth? But what I do on Thursdays is Twitch Talk Thursdays. So it's basically we spend the first hour and a half, give or take, and we discuss whatever the hot topic is on Twitch. Like last week, we were talking about support and how we support people. But we talk about whatever the hot topic is, and then I'll do reviews. And that's basically a way for me to help people with their channels, because there are so many people that do things that they don't realize that if they improve that, they would probably get more viewers or more traffic. Little things down to their page not being on point, and I was there at one point, or
Mhm.
just their quality or aesthetics being off, little things that they can improve. But ultimately, I did this because I wanted to help people grow. And what I get out of it, I just get the joy of, making an impact, making a difference. And like I said, I'm a people person. I'm a humanitarian at heart. I just love helping people.
Yeah,
And I love when people, come to me and they're like, oh yeah, I tried this and it worked. Or my average viewers grew by 4 or 5. It's just really wonderful. But I got bad advice and I just want to make sure others don't get that same bad advice.
that's great. That's great. You don't really see too many streamers that have the foresight and the interest in giving back and basically helping create growth at that point.
There's a lot of selfishness on Twitch, Gritty. That's also what I've seen. Because I don't think everyone looks at every streamer as their competition. I've never really looked at other streamers that way. It's more so strength in numbers. Like if I support, I'll get it back, in a sense. And, the more friends I have, that's more viewers for me, more viewers for them, etc.
Absolutely.
So I've always had like a team type of mindset with Twitch, which is and I think we should see more of that. But you're right, there aren't people always as willing to help. But shout out to people like Guile Level, who dedicate their streams to that. And he was actually a big inspiration behind me wanting to do that.
Nice. Excellent. And on that topic, you've been streaming for 2 years.
Mhm.
What do you see as the challenges in streaming and for you personally, and how do you go about addressing them?
I think the biggest challenge that I dealt with, especially in the last year, is getting caught up in the numbers game.
Mm,
And I think that anyone, regardless of channel size, whether you average 3 viewers, 7, 10, 50, everyone is guilty of this because you ultimately weigh your worth on this platform by how many average viewers you have, or some people do it by how many followers they have. And it's really tough, especially when you're like when I was trying to push for partner, it's hard not to think about numbers 24/7 because that's literally what decides if you get it or not. So I just had to remind myself and address them. I had to tell myself, like, look, the nature of streaming is that you're gonna have bad days.
yeah,
How do you
absolutely.
recover from the bad days? How do you bounce back? And know that when it comes to the numbers, you're likely going to always have more better days than bad ones. So just
Absolutely.
brush the bad ones off. And that's what helped me ultimately get past. And also I've gotten into the habit of not checking my numbers daily because checking them daily is a bit much and it'll drive you insane. I
Mm,
now check my numbers weekly. It's like, okay, cool. What did I average for the week as opposed to the day? That takes a
absolutely.
lot less pressure on you. That because say, if you have one stream where you average 20 and your goal was 30, you might be disappointed at. But then if you had a stream you average 50, that kind of balances out your week. So that's why I started looking at it by week. And that's a great way to address that challenge.
That's absolutely true. I mean, it's definitely one of those things where, especially those that are making the partner push, they do get too caught up in analytics and decide to
Yep.
micromanage their stuff a little too much. And I mean, I know that you've got, um, and I applaud you for this because I aspire to having organizational skills. I admire how you have your schedule down to a T.
I have to though. Well, my situation. My husband works overnight and I'm with the kids all day. So I kind of am
Hmm.
boxed into that. But I'm one of those people that need structure
Mm.
or I will be very lazy and procrastinate. So that's not
Yeah.
good for anyone.
Well, it's one of those things. I mean, I think if anything, being a streamer can help, create that kind of organizational
Yeah,
schematic. It
it
creates that
definitely does.
motivation for it. So 2 years in, and you've undergone a lot of growth. Was there ever a point though that you worried about the idea of burnout? And if you have gotten to that point, and I see a smile on your face, uh, how'd you deal with it?
Honestly, burnout is like a recurring thing for me.
Hmm.
Um, and there was a point, like even when I was trying to get partner, I was streaming 5 days a week, but I was like pushing my streams to be like 4 hours, 5 hours. And it was like, look, you can't keep doing that because 5 days a week is already a lot.
Mm.
And I was like, you know what? If you feel like one day you can only stay on for 2 hours and only stay on for two, if you feel like you can only stay on for three, stay on for three. And then what I would do is I would literally like take days off if I felt that way. So like lately, a lot of you have seen like me take like a lot of like 3 day breaks just
Yeah,
because I needed to recharge and get it back. Streaming 5 straight days is very exhausting, regardless of hours. And it's still a thing that happens because you think about the 5 days a week you're on camera, and then you think about when you get off. you're in Streamlabs OBS or OBS. You're in Discord. You're on Twitter talking about Twitch topics. You're talking to your streamer friends in DMs. Like, so there's never really a full break from it. So burnout to me is everything combined, not just being on cam. And sometimes I deal with it by randomly taking a few 3-day weekends and just pulling away. Like I've canceled Friday streams a lot more lately to recharge.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's one of those things where too. I mean, like you said, we're never, as a streamer, especially someone that's trying to make it their life's work.
Yeah.
You're never completely separated from
No,
this.
we're on the clock 24/7. Because even when I'm with my kids and spending time with them, I have my laptop open. What's open on my laptop? Twitch. I'm watching
Yeah.
other people and supporting. And supporting is a big part of, this whole thing. So we're never away from it.
So that kind of rolls me into my next question. You do a lot in regards to Twitch, whether it's online or offline. If you want to leave it to one, I have no problem with that. But what is your favorite thing to do when the camera's off? When it comes to streaming, when it comes to community work?
I actually, when I can, I enjoy playing games with people
Nice.
because I feel like that strengthens the bond with your community and, online and whatnot. It straightens the bond. I also like I do chat with people about streams off stream because some people are shy with stream reviews. They don't want to be reviewed live on air, which I get. I mean, that's not for everyone. I understand that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll help people online with their, offline with their streaming. And honestly, those are the main two things: gaming with them and helping them with their Twitch stuff. Like I'll go on a voice chat with someone or a video call. We'll look at their page together in video chat. Like
Nice.
I'm very hands-on and I make myself pretty available off stream.
Nice. I mean, yeah, it's social engagement. Honestly, it's just
Mhm.
leaving yourself open. Um, were you always in that kind of a mindset of just being social, like prior to Twitch? I mean, was that something that came easier to you? And I know that some streamers tend to be a little more introverted and have a little bit of a hard time in regards to expressing themselves. How'd that come about for you?
This is who I've been my entire life. I have always been the biggest extrovert. I've never been afraid to interact with people. I'm the first person to talk in a quiet room. Um, I've never ever been shy. I love people. I like seeing different sides of people. I like to see the best in people, and I always give people a chance until they give me a reason not to.
Hmm.
But I've always been that type of person. I've always wanted to be helpful. I've always kind of been like, even before I had children, kind of like a mother figure, which
Yeah.
might sound weird, but that's how I've always, been viewed. But like I said, just helping people come out of their shell and just being a people person, and that's how I've been.
Excellent. So as a streamer, you personally, what do you feel as though is the biggest misconception that people might have of you from your Twitch community, from your work in streaming, and how do you deal with that misconception?
Honestly, based off my Twitter account alone, people might think I'm a little crazy or like mean. I think some because of how I respond to certain trolls, people might think I'm crazy or mean, but I always tell people like I'm actually a very nice I'm an extremely nice person, very nice. Until someone gives me a reason not to. The way I talk to trolls is how I talk to trolls. I would never talk to a friend or someone like trying to have a legitimate conversation with me that way. But people have seen my Twitter account. They're like, I'm afraid of you. I'm like, but I'm nice, I promise. So yeah, like I was having a conversation with Sori, and Sori said that to me, and I'm like, Sori, I'm nice, I promise you. He's like, yeah, I see your timeline. I'm like, but yeah, I think that's the biggest misconception that I might get extreme when it comes to sports. But like I said, I want people to know that I only deal with trolls that way, not just regular Joes and Janes. I'm never out to hurt people with my opinions.
Mhm.
If anything, I just want to keep people informed. As far as me as a streamer, I don't really think I have any misconceptions on cam. I feel like what everyone sees on cam is who I am on and off stream 24/7.
Absolutely. I mean, I would say that too. I mean, it's one of those things where we are different layers of ourselves when it
Mhm.
comes to not just stream, but also just with like social media. So, we approach things, and especially with social media, where you're not seeing that facial reaction, you're not seeing that
Right,
that
exactly.
context. Anything you see on social media lacks that context, to me at least.
Right.
Of not no tone of voice, no you don't have the ability to see what a troll is actually looking like when they're seeing it,
Right.
if they have that intent of, quite frankly, being an asshole, or
Yeah. And
if they're
people will
trying.
say things to me and they'll be like, on Twitter, they'll be like, that's me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like laughing while I'm typing this to you. I promise I'm
Yeah,
not upset.
yeah.
Like people think I'm upset. I'm like, I'm literally like tweeting and laughing right now because it's so ridiculous.
It really is that. It really is a situation where people just naturally assume the worst of how someone responds to something.
Right.
And unfortunately, with some topics, I mean, we have a
It get heated.
predilection. We have a predilection, whether it's sports or politics or religion. We have predilection to think anyone responding is naturally responding in a negative connotation, but we're not all trying to be mean when it comes to that.
Right.
It just might come off that
Exactly.
way. So my last conditional question. You're a partner streamer. You're a fantastic social presence. Trying to get back to the community. Uh, it seems like you got a lot of things already set up right now. What's your future look like? What kind of goals do you think you have set up for yourself?
Well, as far as like stream goals, I would say for first and foremost, just keep building up my stream coaching. Maybe take some of
Mhm.
that to maybe taking that to YouTube a bit. As far as like tips and tricks, things like that. Continuing to help people with their streams. I also want to keep being charity focused, raise awareness on important social issues that I feel deserve attention. There's a lot of things out there that we still don't talk about, and I like using my platform, my just chatting, to raise awareness of said things. I would love to be able to at some point, if I get once I get my name out there more and be more of a presence, I would love to be able to be someone who can apply for Twitch ambassador. I think that would be so cool. Only
Yeah.
partners can apply, so I'm eligible, but I don't think my name's not out there quite yet enough. But one day I do plan to be. An off stream goal would be to become better and well versed in editing, so I can take some more content over to YouTube. But that's definitely something I want to work on by the end of the year for sure.
And what kind of issues do you feel as though you'd like to advocate for? Should you
Yeah,
should you get to that point?
I would say honestly, anything that involves raising awareness to how marginalized groups are treated, the black, person of color, the black community, LGBTQ, just raising awareness around that. And like we've talked about everything on stream. We talked about police brutality. Like there's no topic we won't touch. Just to, fight for equality is the ultimate goal. And I also do a lot for children's charities. Y'all know I love St. Jude's, but that's a big thing for me. So just those are big priorities for me.
Excellent, excellent. Wish you the best with that, honestly, just because, like I said, you're one of the more clear-spoken people when it comes to these kinds of issues. And I mean, it's not just the heavy stuff as well. You do indulge in talking about the light stuff as well. So
Oh yeah, gotta have
um,
a balance.
you really do gotta have that balance. Um, Key, like I said before, it's really a pleasure to finally sit down and talk to you. Um, and I do wish you all the best going forward. Um, I mean, you've created a fantastic community and I know it's it is the people, but also too, it's based on honestly the person that's run the show, and that's you. And you're a fantastic influence to a lot of streamers. So I wish you all the best with your continued growth. Second year going into the third, so let's see what happens with it.
I appreciate that, and honestly, I'm very lucky to have all of you in my community. Honestly, because people like you talk about the tough stuff, people stick around. That means something to me. It always does. So I appreciate that, and I definitely appreciate you taking time to have me on.
Absolutely, thank you very much. We are going to be leaving Key's socials in the description. And by all means, please check her out. She's a shining light on that site, on that stream platform. I want to thank everyone for watching. If you do like this, please feel free to leave a comment, leave a like. As I said, this is the end of season 1. And I do want to take time to thank all of the streamers that have been a part of this. We started back in September. So Suspect Celery, Watch Holly, Quinola Bars, Rise of Dragon, Thanks Internet, and of course Bad Soda Gaming. We will be back with these interviews again in the very near future. Thank you very much for watching, and have a fantastic day.